This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Internet world, West Alabama, how are we doing today on this Tuesday? It is The Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. Hope you and yours are doing well. You're watching us on the Bama Central YouTube channel, on the Bama Central Facebook page, right here on our own social media machines at Joe Gaither 6, or you're probably my favorite listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Bubble, Red Circle, wherever you get your podcast on the internet world. You can find the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Gonna have a lot of fun here live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios, right here with Mason Woods. Call Derek for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. You can find Derek just off of McFarland Boulevard. He's got his team upstairs right now. We're down in the basement having a lot of fun. You call him Red Reese in Victoria for your home, life, auto insurance needs, really anything in the insurance realm. Even if you just have a question, they can get your question answered. You don't always have to be a customer. They can give you a good answer and maybe convince you to jump on board. Let them give you a quote, a car insurance quote. Mason, I'm getting a new to me car at the end of the month. I'm going to have to get the insurance updated with Derek Daniel upstairs, so appreciate that. It'll be really, really easy with his crew. Call him today at 205-758-3391. If you drive by on 69 North, you will see his brand new sign. He's out there putting all kinds of funny lingos on his is it called a chromacron? Is that what it's called? The bottom part of the sign where you put I don't know. I may have just made that up, but he just got himself a new sign, and he's had at least 3 different messages now in the last 2 weeks. So one about advertising that he had a new sign, one saying Happy 4th of July, and today I had to wear my khaki shorts because his sign says we were wearing khakis before it was cool, or we were wearing khakis back in middle school. Something I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, come see Derek Daniel today. Was it Chromacron? No.
Marquee sign?
Marquee. Thank you. Chromacron is like a TV, it's like a teleprompter sort of thing, I believe. But oh well. No, we digress. That dulcet voice you hear, was I right or no? I just made that whole word up. It doesn't even exist.
You might have. Yeah, you might have. It's looks like it. Yeah, I don't know. You might have made that word up. I'm not sure.
That's all right. Welcome into the Joe Gaither Show, where we make up words. We're live in the Derek.
Unless I misheard it.
Nope. I typed it in myself exactly the way I thought it was spelled, and it did not come up. So
been there.
Yep. Yeah. Welcome in, Mason Woods. You hear him you follow him at MA_Woods_ on the Twitter machine, and covering all things recruiting for us. He's been very busy this summer. Mason, did you have a good 4th of July weekend?
I did have a nice weekend.
Under on the beers consumed, 44.
Hammering the over on that.
Very nice.
Not quite that many, but had a decent amount. Enough to have a good weekend there. Enough to enjoy the 4th. Enough to enjoy myself and enjoy a little bit of time away from the recruiting. Even though there was commitments on the 4th, there were people making decisions this weekend, all throughout this week and last week. So, not a ton of time away, but I got a little bit of time to myself this weekend. A little bit of time to hang out with the family.
Do you hit the over on the Joey Chestnut hot dog 70.5 over the whole weekend?
I knew he was going to come back and reclaim what was rightfully his. But I would have liked to have seen him, bust out a record-breaking performance again. What is it, 76, right, is the record?
Yes.
And yeah, the people are talking. I don't want to say it, but, is he on the tail end here?
Well, 70.5 was a few more than his last performance. I think his last performance was like 66. But yeah, you had a year off, bro. You want to make it happen. 70.5 in the 10 minutes. We didn't talk about it yesterday with Theo, but I was just the Mickey Sudo, the female winner, 33 in 10 minutes.
What does the prime look like for a competitive eater? Is there a competitive prime
until
for that?
You get diabetes?
Sure, I guess. I don't know what they're off off stage workout regimens look like, But yeah, I don't know. I would imagine there's got to be, I'm sure if you asked Joey Chestnut, he would say there's been a period there, because I would think he's on the tail end of it now, probably past it. But there was a period there throughout the 2010s or so, kind of early 2010s, 2000s, really the last 20 years, where he's just been absolutely dominant. But maybe you're seeing it start to crumble a little bit.
17-time hot dog eating champion.
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, just Everett chiming in. Have a good show, guys. We appreciate you, Everett. We appreciate you chiming in there on the Facebook machine. You can as well.
See Badlands Chug setting the lemonade record.
Oh, no, but
that guy's a tank.
I think the drinking records are probably, like, to me, I don't know. To me, that's going to hurt your stomach even more. The stretching.
So much liquid. That guy, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Large African-American man. Huge guy.
That you got his YouTube channel. He drinks some of the most insane things. Not like really overly gross necessarily. I mean, some of them are less than appetizing, but it's just, he'll pour 12 cans of soda into a boot and he'll throw it all down or whatever it is. And it's just like, my God, the way that this man can put it down is crazy.
Your wife's chiming in. My guy Badlands Chungus killed the lemonade.
We are familiar with Badlands in the Woods household. That guy, he's awesome. He tried to chug the ocean one time, did not work out for him. He went in with just one of those life straws into the ocean. It's a good video.
I'm just gonna drink the whole Atlantic Ocean.
Didn't work out for him, but I commended him for his effort.
Yikes! Yikes! Oh my gosh! So I hope everybody ate their hot dogs. Yeah, we did. We didn't really even talk about it that much with Theo yesterday. Theo not patriotic.
That's like that's if you're not doing that, what are you doing on the 4th?
I can't remember what he said. I think he said he had a good day, but great. How many hot dogs did I have over the weekend? I think it was 5. I think it was
pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was 3 the day, 4th of July, and 1 the day after. So 4. Pretty weak performance is standing up to
Joey Chestnut would not be impressed by you.
Yeah.
Do you think he ever eats just a hot dog for pleasure?
No.
No, there's only business dogs in Joey Chestnut's world.
It's training and it's performing. It is jaw training and it is performance.
I mean, I wonder if because I don't follow him other than the one day a year basically, and he'll make an appearance on a podcast here and there, and you see clips from it. I mean, is he even still doing other eating challenges? He can't be, right? Surely it's just narrowed down to the hot dogs, I would imagine. I'm sure there was a time where when he was still trying to get his name out there, it was everything under the sun. But I would think you're probably just training year round for this one day, right?
Well, maybe. He's got his 55 records, eating records on MLE, Major League Eating.
That's incredible.
Okay, so all these records are 2013, 14, 7, 2021, 16. Yeah, none of these are that recent other than the hot dog record, that hot dog record in 21. A lot of these coming in 2019. Okay, no, cherry pie in 2022 and cheesesteak egg rolls in 2023.
Okay.
Actually, no.
Okay.
He bologna slices in May 10th, 2025. So earlier this year, he set the record 15 3/4 pounds of bologna slices in 8 minutes.
Oh man, that sounds awful.
That's terrible. He was just getting he was getting ready for his return in May.
Yeah, I mean, bologna's just a big hot dog,
Exactly. It's a thinly sliced hot dog.
Man, that is
almost 16 pounds of bologna in 8 minutes. Absolutely, that's bologna. That's terrible.
All right, so he's still actively competing. Good for him. Maybe he's still in his prime.
You know what? It probably never leaves you. He's now a 17-time hot dog eating champion, and we had a lot of fun watching him over the weekend. What are we going to do today, Mason? We want to revisit a voicemail yesterday. Everett asked me to replay his voicemail so that you could respond. So we will do that. It's pretty short, so it won't take us very long, and you can have as much time as you want to respond. I know a lot of my friends were playing EA Sports College Football 26 last night, yesterday. I am a cheap SOB, and I'm going to wait till Thursday when it's not more expensive. I think it was $100 for the early access and $60 for the regular.
Yeah, I think I saw it was like a $30 or $40 difference to get 3 days of early access.
Yeah, don't think that that's going to be worth it for Joe. We are still finishing our last year, our final year in 25, our little dynasty. I did something bad to a counterpart yesterday, 66-0 in the playoffs. Well, he just kept throwing the ball. I'm just and I've got my offense on chew the clock. We're trying to make this as merciful as possible for you, but it's just pick six city, buddy. So we're trying to finish up college football 25 now in the semifinals against our best player. So that's probably going to end my time in 25 tonight, unless I can really pull off a perfect game.
Figure out who you're going with in the next game. You gonna keep playing with the same team? Or?
No, I think I'm going to switch to Idaho.
Oh, the Vandals.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go.
I'm still playing that really weird indoor field.
That was what was Idaho or Wyoming, or is kind of who I was thinking about.
Kibbe Dome.
Yes, just trying to do something small time and build them up into a power. Because there was talk of somebody taking UTSA. The best player is going to go back to Georgia Southern again. He's a grad. So we'll see how that goes. But I was like, if we go big box brands, I'm just going to go with Texas.
Sure.
Our man Cameron.
I don't understand the affinity for the Texas. I mean, it's sure. Each their own.
Absolutely. So Cameron Metzger chiming in. Cameron did apparently get it yesterday. Keelan Russell is a cheat code on the new game. Why don't we start right there? Because it was kind of the prominent thing yesterday. You had Ryan Williams playing with Travis Hunter, and I didn't even catch up with how that ended up. But you've got our man Hunter Decipher on the cover of BamaCentral.com right now. Has all the ratings. Has all the ratings for all the players on the Crimson Tide. And look, these are dynamic ratings. They will go up and go down, but it does give you kind of an idea of how the general public, how the non-Alabama fan sees the team. And I find a couple of these numbers a little bit interesting. I want to ask Mason Wood, as we're going through these numbers, who on here is the most disrespected? I have a name right here that I just popped off my head, but what number is the lowest? Who's the most disrespected player? Who's going to jump up the fastest when the game starts kind of re-updating, 2 or 3 weeks into the season? But let's just go right through it a little bit. We'll go through the ratings. That'll give you an idea of what they think's going on with the Crimson Tide. I will replay this voicemail from Everett Osmer. You can leave us a voicemail at 205-462-7340, extension 800. I know Cameron likes to get after Mason Woods a little bit in the comment section. He's welcome to leave us a voicemail as well. Anybody that wants to look, I saw our little heat map. There's people in Jackson, Mississippi, people in New Orleans listening today. Lots of my family and friends in Chattanooga, Birmingham. So lots of people from all over the country listening to the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, and we appreciate you. Let's turn our attention to BamaCentral.com. Hunter Decipher has a good piece, basically an informative piece about all the ratings. EA Sports College Football 26. And we'll just start with the signal callers. We noted last week when we were looking at top 100 players, Arch Manning at 90, and you were not so happy about that.
No.
Ty Simpson, 82, Keelan Russell, 80, and Austin Mack, 80. Mm-hmm. Woo! All three camps are right there close to one another.
Mm-hmm. It seems as if maybe, and I don't know, this doesn't, I mean, I'm looking through all these rankings. I don't really know if it applies to every other positions, but maybe with just quarterbacks, the ranking system that EA has chosen to go with is maybe a little kinder than the Madden system is, seemingly. So, players that are in my basis for our discussion on this last week was, in Madden, generally you get a rookie player. It's like you're in the 70s, basically, if you're a good rookie. Like you are, your best rookie. I mean, I don't know what it is now, but if I had to guess off the top of my head, it's probably like a 74, 75. Like, and that's appropriate in my opinion. But I understand that the college football game, these are not professional athletes in that same sense. So maybe we're going to be a little kinder to them and bump their stats just a little. But I still, I would still rank all of these guys a bit lower than this, just because we haven't seen anything from any of them. We have not seen any of them.
2 5-stars, bro.
That means nothing at this point.
If Arch is a 5-star,
there's 32 of those every year, and you know how many of them make it?
A couple.
Very few. Yeah.
If Arch is a 5-star at 90, Ty Simpson should be at 88.
I disagree. Both of them should be right around 80.
All right,
at the highest.
That's fine. That's fair. I am looking forward to seeing Keelan Russell on Thursday on my console. I bet you Jaden Daniels-esque, just moving around, good little arm. I hope that they didn't disrespect Ty Simpson's speed too much, because he's gonna move a little bit. I was talking to our man Dax last week, and Dax, I love you.
DM me on the Twitter machine last night or yesterday.
Was he giving you hell because I know that he is leading the charge of the Ty Simpson train.
It was, yes.
Good. He should be. He's talking to me about how the offense is going to be much better and this, that, and that. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. I think the offense is going to look so much different this year. Everything that you saw this past in 24, everything you saw in 24 with Jalen Milroe quarterback run and kind of the let's be honest, some of the basic passing concepts that were going on, I think you will see that in 25. But I think that you're going to see that as the bottom end, the back end of the playbook, to where we're running real, down the field vertical passing offense, and we're getting into some power, some more traditional running game. And you're going to be sitting there 3rd and 2 towards the end of the game. And that's when you see, we're going to call a quarterback run because you haven't seen it the whole game. And you've been, oh man, we're tackling Jam Miller. Oh man, we're tackling Daniel Hill. We're tackling these guys. We don't want it. We're running off. We're trying to defend, Ryan Williams. And so towards the end of the game, you get Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah Horton, Ryan Williams running them off on on vertical routes. And it's Ty Simpson quarterback draw. And there's your 12 yards, slides for a first down, gives you the finger point, and we run the rest of the clock out.
And then invitation to New York.
What's wrong with that? 5th place in the Heisman Trophy winner.
Sure.
5th place in the Heisman Trophy voting.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe. Ty continued. I mean, I think me and Dax came to basically a consensus.
Okay.
I just don't want to see Mac Jones again. I just don't want to see this fan base hype up.
He's better than Mac.
An average quarterback.
He's better than Mac.
Maybe.
Am I getting suckered in from the photo I saw from the passing academy where his release point was way up past his head? Oh, it would just look like perfect mechanics.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am as well. It's a whole lot of things that aren't football on the field. Whole lot of things that are playing in between the white lines with 11 men on the field against another team of 11.
Well, how about that's great. I think that there's a huge argument to be made over the last 3 years that Ty Simpson's issue has not been between the white lines. It's been the others, and not issue, but things that he needs to work on. Leadership. Being consistent. Off the field.
Yeah.
And I think that I think that what I've been, the whispers are that he has been, or he's grown in these areas, and that he's ready to, make this his team, sort of thing.
I'm eager to see it. I will continue. I hope that I am proven wrong, but I am not going to admit that I'm wrong until I am proven wrong.
All right. Well, do you think that, are you in such a place with Ty Simpson that you think Keelan Russell starts by at some point this season?
Yeah, I still think it's perfectly plausible.
By the Wisconsin game, that's $175 a pop today on rolltide.com, or what are you feeling? Where's your Mason Woods temperature check?
I don't think that would be outrageous. I mean, if Ty, we said it a while ago, if Ty goes out there and has 2-3 and out, 3-3 and outs in that Florida State game, he might get yanked then. I mean, I don't think that Ty has any bit of leash. I think that if Ty Simpson is your starter, he's your starter, and he's like, leash is all the way yanked in, and you're holding the button down so he can't go anywhere. Like, I don't. That's just the way I see it, and I might be wrong. Probably am wrong. Excuse me. I don't have any actual insider information. I'm not there at practice. I don't talk to these people. It's just the way I see it.
I'm looking forward to that Florida State games. I think that happened middle of the day, the heat, the desperation down in Tallahassee.
Man, something's got me.
You're okay. Mountain Dew, that get you that Mountain Dew going.
That's a lot different than that Tennessee high school football.
Well, he's been in some. He's been
with 200 people at a game max, maybe.
I think we're gonna find out right there.
I think we will.
I'm excited. I think that he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be a breath of fresh air.
I certainly hope so.
All right, so running backs. You look at the running backs, and I love to run the football in these games because people look when you play people online and when you play people in general, they just want to pass the ball.
That's what's fun.
Right. But you know what else is fun? 4 yards in a cloud of dust, and frustrating the heck out of them, running the football. And then as they think, oh, we got to put 15 people in the box, then you hit the Ryan Williams bomb shot.
When you did you play Call of Duty ever?
Very rarely. Yes.
When you did, were you just like I'm going to sit here and like tactically hide around things and like
I tried to. But I was not good.
Just the worst way to play the game, right? The most boring possible way to do it.
Not good at it. Like, so I'll run around the map. I would be like, all right, basically through a 10-minute period, right, of you're playing the game, you're getting spawned in there. It's just I have no strategy. It would be I'm getting spawned in there, I'm running around the map, boom, I'm shot in the back of the head. Okay, I got shot in the back of the head. Maybe I need to find a place to hide. All right, you run around, go find a place to hide. All right, I'm in a good space to hide. And then somebody comes, boom, right there and gets me right on the corner as they're coming through a doorway. And it's like, dang it, I was ready for them. And so I just continue. I don't play those games anymore because I have no strategy and no ability to like adjust or know what to do. I'm first-person shooters. You can just shoot me in the head.
It's just that's the most boring way that you could play NCAA. That's the lamest possible way to play that game.
I like to play as realistic as possible. We're gonna go 8 plays, 8-play drive, just burn you to the ground and get you frustrated. So that
sounds awful.
So that when you have the ball, as soon as you make a mistake, you're about to get another 8-play drive right in your face. Oh, I don't care if we get first and 10, get to 2nd and 6, 2nd and 6 to 3rd and 1. Bam, first down.
Yeah, that doesn't sound any fun.
Well, come see me then. Let's do it. I
don't want to.
You know what's fun?
Like
winning. Winning is fun.
I like actually having fun. Doing things that are fun.
The final score is fun.
You are in the camp of the people that make that game the worst. I'm gonna just do I'm gonna find every little angle I can, every little trick. Tweak play.
Yeah, we're gonna take that check down. We're gonna take that check down.
Oh,
that check down.
That video that I sent you of, I don't even remember what it was, but it was a guy basically of the guy complaining about that camp of just like, shut up. I just want to play Road to Glory. I just want to make a guy and play Road to Glory. That's me. I am in that camp of like, just shut up. I don't want to talk about route trees and concepts. It's a video game. Good God.
How can I figure out? Oh, you're just dropping back and leaving these flats wide open. Bam, bam, bam. Way to play. You know what? Oh, and now you're coming up to cover these flats. See you.
Go coach a youth football team.
Well, one day, maybe. One day.
Just go pick you one up. Go Bad News Bears it.
But I'm looking at these running backs, and I'm seeing, thank you, Alabama. Jam Miller, 88 overall. Dreeland Washington, 83. Richard Young, 83. A.K. Deere, 80. Daniel Hill, 79. And Tuscaloosa County High's finest, Kevin Riley, at 78.
Richard Young a little disrespected at 83?
Yes.
I think so, too.
But he's not my pick. My pick is in this group for most disrespected. Is Daniel Mountain.
Yeah.
79.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's going to be
He's in that 80 range, at least
85. He's going to be in 85 before 2. And people are going to see that quicker than not.
I think you are correct.
I'm really looking forward. Yeah, you're having a hard day. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
don't know.
Thank you. Okay, come on now, Mason. I'll take a natty over a Heisman any day from Cameron Metzger. LOL on the Twitter machine or on the Facebook machine. I appreciate you, Cameron, for listening, jumping in, and commenting. Yeah, you know.
But you can have both. They're not mutually exclusive. You can have a dynamic elite quarterback that wins a Heisman and then also wins a national championship.
No, Bryce never won one as a starter.
Sure.
Tua finished second, right? Tua finished second.
Was that Kyler Murray? Yeah.
To Kyler Murray. Calamari. So I think that these running backs are, pretty appropriately rated, except for Daniel Hill. I think that Daniel Hill is going to be quickly. What happened to this is EA Sports forgot that he was a highly rated recruit last year, and they said, oh, he sat on the bench and didn't play much, so he must not be that good. AK Deer, 5-star out of Mississippi, he's got to be better than him. And I think AK Deer is talented. That's not an indictment on AK Deer. Daniel Hill is just – I think you're going to look at 3 running backs, Jam, Richard, and Daniel Hill, and then you're going to look at mix-ups with Drew Washington and Kevin Riley and a little bit of AK Deer if AK Deer can step into the pass blocking realm.
Yeah, I think you got a good thing going at running back for this year. I feel really good about all of those guys. I think, we've kind of talked about how all of them have their own thing that they do a little better than the next one. And I think that, with the combined forces of all, you got a pretty elite room.
Moving on, wide receivers, Ryan Williams, 95, Jeremy Bernard, 87, Isaiah Horton, 87, Jalen Hale, 79 is your 4th best wide receiver, Cole Adams, 76, Jalen Mbakwe, 76, freshman Derek Meadow, 76, Bubba Hampton, 69, Rico Scott, 67. Do you see who's not on this list?
Yes, I do. Oh! Also, Derek Meadows not getting the AK Deer treatment, I guess. I don't understand what happened there. They're just a little harsher on wide receivers. There's a little more scrutiny there. Under the microscope a little more.
Right, and I think that, how many wide receivers can we make good on make really good on this team?
I guess that's
where's Latsir Brooks?
Yeah, that's my big issue here. Because this, I guess, implies that either he is ranked under Rico Scott, which would put him far too low, or he's just been forgotten altogether from the roster, which is strange as well.
My guess is an opt-in issue, and we're going to see that in some of these other groups. I think there's some fictional characters that may be placeholders for opt-ins, but again, this is Theo yesterday made a very astute observation. Theo was like, "Oh, last year's summer game made everybody so excited about Kendrick Law because of his 98, 99 speed, and really made everybody hyped up on the team." And I said, yeah, but you got to remember, these are just computer developers. They don't know ball. They don't know ball. They're just trying to sell a game. I'm wondering if either Latsir didn't opt in, the more likely, or they just don't know ball and think, freshman 3-star wide receiver from New Jersey, we can skip out on him. Maybe I'm just wearing my crimson colored glasses, but I think Latsir Brooks is going to get on the field this year fairly consistently.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think you see a couple 100 yards from him by the end of the season, a few touchdowns. I expect to see some big plays and some big moments from him. I think he's a guy that can, bring a real dynamic aspect to the offense.
Moving into the tight end room, you see Josh Cuevas at 80, Danny Lewis, 78, Peter Knudsen, 76, Caleb Edwards, the new freshman, 75, a fictional character, Drew Brandt, 74. That's funny. Brody Dalton, 74, Jackson Marco, 65. So your tight ends basically are what we have said they are. Josh Cuevas at 80. Danny Lewis is probably a decent little tight end at 78, little receiving back. But then you have all these other tight ends that are the exact Knudsen, Edwards, Dalton, and Samarco are all basically the same player.
Who do we think Drew Brandt is? Is that Marshall Pritchett?
Ooh, yeah, that's probably who that is. I think some of these no names, these John Does, are placeholders for people that did not opt in.
Maybe Jay Lindsey.
Ooh, it probably is Jay Lindsey, honestly.
Yeah, probably. I feel like more likely to be that one.
So keeping on going, left tackle, it's Caden Proctor. We hit you out last week, 94, one of the best players in the game. Casey Poe, 77. Fictional David Franks Wilson at 74. And I'm not familiar with your name, Baker Hickman at 68. All right. We'll keep on moving left guard. We'll just let you address all the offensive line once we read this off. Mason Woods. At left guard, Cam Dewberry, 81. Olas Lennon, 78. Fictional Terrell Perry, all right, 76. William Sanders, our guy, Brookwood High School, 71. And then another fictional character. Okay. Centers, Parker Brailsford, 91. Rock Montgomery, 74. Joe Ionata, we love you, 71. We're going to make Joe Ionata starter on my Dynasty ASAP. Sorry, Parker. I'm just kidding. Then right guard, Jaden Roberts at 92, Gino Vandemark at 80, Michael Carroll at 80 as well. And then right tackle, here's you a funny one. You don't have Wilkin Formby starting. You have a fictional character, which I'm wondering if that's Jackson Lloyd, or I'm wondering if that's Micah DeBose, one of these freshmen.
You think it could be Arkell Anuglam?
Well, Arkell's at 73. Yeah. So you have Wilkin Formby, 79, and Arkell Anuglam at 73. Two fictional characters also playing right tackle. So if you load up the game and you're thinking, who the heck is Bubba Rogers? Just know they are they are a fictional character. What do you think about this offensive line? Are we nailing the starters at Proctor 94, Dewberry 81, Brailsford 91, Jaden Roberts 92, and I'm sorry, I'll just put Wilkin Formby 79.
Yeah, I'm just confused by Bubba Rogers here. I think Brailsford maybe should be a bit higher. I think relative to the position, I would maybe put Brailsford over Roberts. I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty close there, but that's the only part. That's the only one I really have any issue with it. But for the most part, I think it's pretty good. I think Wilkin Formby, at 79, you haven't really proven it yet. You haven't earned the ranking, but by week 3, week 4, I could see him working into the low 80s there.
Rate the Taco Casa tacos. Are those 85, 80, 85, 86? Yeah, to me, 80, 85, 86. They're not quite a 90, but pretty good. I'm a big fan of the Taco Casa the shredded chicken.
Yeah, I like the chicken.
Hot. Yeah, that's closer to an 88.
Yeah, that one's creeping up into the 90 range. That one's good.
All right, defensive side. The defense, 96 overall as a defense, the best defense on the game. And I think it's pretty close. It's interesting. A couple of these guys are right here, fictional character. No James Smith opt-in. LT Overton at 90, Keon Keeley 82, Kelby Collins 81, Jordan Renaud 80. There's you one. There's you one for most disrespected. Renaud's going to get a lot of run this year. On the other side, LaMarcus Fox is fictional. They used LaMarcus Fox last year. Was it also James Smith? I think it was LaMarcus, or was it LT Overton? LaMarcus Fox, because I know that Mike Rodak wrote about a LaMarcus Fox. Who is LaMarcus Fox? Who was it? Ended up Tim Smith. It was Tim Smith last year. Assumed the role of LaMarcus Fox. I think it's going to be James Smith this year. Edric Hill at 77, Tim Keenan 92, Jeremiah Beeman 78, and Isaiah Funga at 73. So pretty nice little defensive line. Deontay Lawson at 90. They're not worried about a knee injury. Nikai Hill-Green, 81. Justin Jefferson, 81. I'm just hitting the highlights here at this point. Quay Rusa, 83. Jamarian Latham, 81. No Justin Hill. I think Justin Hill is this Abdul Wynn fictional character. 70 overall. You got a lot of corners, good corners. Damani 89. I like that. We're close enough. We're getting closer. Damani's really a 93.
He deserves, yes. That seems fair to me.
Xavier Brown 85, Cam Calhoun also 85, Deshaun Jones, Dede Jones 80, Dijon Lee at 79. Sometimes a little dyslexia happens there. Free safeties, Keon Sabb at 88. Xavier Mincy, 79. Cam Howard at 75. Red Morgan at 72. That's too low. Bray Hubbard 91. Dre Kirk at 76.
Yeah, you said Red Morgan. I don't know. It's a lot of these guys who I think, personally, I think they will be higher by the end of the season, but I just don't think they've really done anything yet to justify the higher ranking. Like Demarion Latham, I think will be higher than an 81 for the end of the year. But as of right now, I think that's pretty fair. Damani Jackson, yes. Xavier Brown, Cam Calhoun. I mean, they seem fine at 85. One of those guys will probably creep up into the 90 range, I would think. One of those other safeties outside of Bray Hubbard might as well. But I mean, I'm a little confused how they get their overall ranking when none of the players are that. But I don't, there's got to be, I'm sure there's some formula that goes into it.
Elaborate. I'm sorry. What do you mean?
You said it was a 96 rated defense?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a conglomerate. It's just
your high. What is the highest rated player? A 92?
Yes, and Bray's at 80 at 91. Yeah. Deontay's at 91 as well.
I guess I'm sure that, like I said, there's probably some formula that values positional, whatever. But it's interesting to me.
Well, not interested enough to buy PlayStation 5?
No, not yet. Well, we'll
get
getting there.
We'll get there. Anybody who wants to get this work, you can add me at Joe Gaither 6. I will be getting it on Thursday. I'm not a degenerate that's already has it. If you are a degenerate, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you anything bad. I'm just cheap.
I'll start my own league, and it'll be passing only.
But obviously no checkdowns, just 4 verts.
Yeah, everybody runs 4 verts, and you drop 5 in coverage every play.
That's a terrible way to play. We're just gonna play 4 verts and just try to make a. See,
we're gonna play on arcade, and you're gonna have hit stick fumbles every time you run the ball.
We'll dive. We'll jump. We'll dive out of bounds.
Yeah,
that's what we'll do to save possession. Oh man, so we'll see if I can finish 25 on a high note and jump into 26. I'm sure that tonight I will end up taking a big fat loss to our friend who plays with Georgia Southern, and that will end my 25 career. Mason, let me load this voicemail. Let me load this voicemail video file from our man. Yeah, right there. From Everett Osmer. He wanted to get you to chime in on his topic yesterday.
Hey guys, it's Everett from Marion. Enjoyed your interview with Jet. The question is, how does the depth chart rank with the incoming freshman players that we got coming in? Enjoy y'all's show. I will definitely recommend it to others, and happy belated 4th of July. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
So we're talking quarterbacks, I guess. I
think any incoming freshman.
Just any incoming. I mean, as far as like guys that are going to be impactful, we kind of mentioned him already. I think Lotier Brooks is a guy that you can look at for this year. I am very excited about Justin Hill being a guy that could maybe contribute some this year. I think he's going to be a dynamic defender. Let's see what else. Derek Meadows, another guy. I mean, I like what Alabama did with that with the receiving class. Picked up 2 guys that I think, this year you're probably not going to see them reach their peak, obviously, but by the end of their careers here at Alabama, both will be very, very elite receivers. Maybe Keelan Russell plays. Maybe you get some out of Keelan Russell by the week 4, week 3, week 5. Who knows? One of those. Man, I don't know. How could I forget Dijon Lee? That's probably my like biggest. If I had to pick one guy that we're going to see the most from, it's probably going to be either him or Lotier Brooks.
Yeah, yesterday we were on Lotier Brooks, Dijon Lee, and Michael Carroll was Theo's pick. I like Carroll, but I just think the experience is so good on the offensive line. I'm not sure that he's going to get a whole lot of like, hey, let's rotate him in a drive or 2.
What do we think of Chuck McDonald? Is he? I mean, he feels like a little bit of the odd man out in this room now because everyone is so freakishly long and here he is at 6 foot, maybe 6'1".
Yeah, I mean, I think that he is
getting here a little late.
I think he's going to be a quality player, but I think that you're probably looking at a redshirt year.
Yeah, I think he unfortunately, and this is, I'm sure he had whatever very good reasons they were for not enrolling early, but it's just kind of unfortunately what it is when you when you don't enroll early, you get put behind. And then also when you don't have the alien body type that Dijon Lee has, you're already behind a little bit.
So there you go, Everett Osman. Appreciate your phone call yesterday. We ended up Theo and I with those three: Micah DeBose, Latia Brooks, and Dijon Lee. I like I like what you just threw out there with Derek Meadows,
Steve Bullabuma.
I like what you threw out there with Justin Hill as well. I think Justin Hill is a candidate to be third down and what? Yeah, I think.
We need a sack. Go get him, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. So there we go. I got one more topic that just came to me in the middle of this show.
I got one more too that I saw right before we started.
We want to remind everybody we're live in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios. Call Derek at 205-758-3391 for all of your insurance needs. He's sitting upstairs right now waiting to get you a quick insurance quote on your home, life, or auto. Really, auto is very, very easy. Just give him a little bit of information and you can get insured. You can get updated insurance information, save you some money, and get you some better coverage. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. Why don't you go first?
This from Joel Klatt on 3 tweeted this. 10 teams most likely to make the first college football playoff this year. Who would you put as number one? I mean, there's some good teams out there. South Carolina's going to be good this year.
Yeah, I like that pick.
Everybody's thinking Miami's going to be pretty good this year.
I don't like that pick.
I don't like it either, but
I don't believe in you, Carson Beck.
The hype train is running.
I believed in Mike Bobo way more than Carson Beck last year. I think Mike Bobo protected Carson Beck a lot last year.
Would you pick Illinois?
That's maybe, yeah. But because Brett, yes. Without looking at their schedule, I think that's probably a good pick. Do they play the bottom end of the Big Ten?
I have to imagine they got the Indiana treatment this year, and they will get that very, very questionable Big Ten schedule. Just to run through this list, 1 to 10: Illinois 1, Ole Miss 2, South Carolina 3, Miami 4, Iowa 5, Missouri 6, USC 7, Kansas State 8, Florida 9, Nebraska 10.
So Florida was the first name that came to my mind. Yeah. And LSU hasn't made a playoff yet either, have they?
19.
Oh gosh. Okay, I was thinking of it. You're right. Thank you.
They haven't made an expanded playoff.
That year went out my window after Tua busted his hip.
Popped into my YouTube feed the other day was the full broadcast of that game, and when I sat down and I watched a good chunk of it, but kind of skipped through, watched bits and pieces here and there. Man, that was a tough one. That was a tough game. Right,
the interception at the end of the first half was crippling.
Oh.
And then really in the first half, you're driving in and you fumbled away. Like those two turnovers to me were just so inexplicable that I was just like, what? And then so Alabama was fighting uphill the rest of that game.
Yeah. It was a tough one.
Illinois' schedule's not easy. They have USC. They're home against Ohio State. They're at Wisconsin. They're at Washington. So their schedule is not quite easy by any means. But if you win these games, you're going to be in the playoff for sure. Florida schedule's so nasty as well.
Ole Miss at 2 is a bit perplexing.
Toddy, gosh almighty, who the heck are they playing? Ole Miss football. They're not playing Alabama, I'll tell you that. Ole Miss football schedule.
Favorable schedule.
Their schedule is
in Missouri at 6. Now look, Missouri had a good season last year.
Yeah, if you're Ole Miss, you've got to beat LSU at home, at Georgia, at Oklahoma, and South Carolina as well, and Florida towards the end of the year. Towards the end of the year. Oh man, so gross. I don't really love any of those teams. I guess if you're going off the board, if you're going with this topic, you're going pretty much off the board anyways.
Sure.
Missouri's not a horrible one.
Yeah, I mean, knee jerk. I did not love Illinois at 1, but I guess the more I think about it, it makes somewhat, it makes some sense. I don't think it's all that crazy to think they could find themselves getting curb stomped by Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. And then that gets you a spot right there.
Missouri's actually a good pick because if you only lose on the road, if you only lose at home against Alabama and you're beating all these other teams, you're you're at 11-1. You're in the SEC, but like
yes.
This is a fairly favorable schedule. You get South Carolina and Alabama at home,
but that team's terrible this year. This is what we're forgetting.
Ugh, gross.
Lost every bit of production off of last year's team, and I did an okay job with the 25 class, but are scraping the bottom of the barrel with the 26 class.
Yeah, not so hot.
Least amount of commits in the SEC outside of Auburn.
August,
Auburn is in its own tier of
August 1st, man. It's all going to change.
It's all going to change.
I should be picking up a few shirts today. I dropped some off yesterday with the first design I sent you, Mason, just because it was so basic and so easy. So I should be picking up some shirts today. If anybody is a real one, you already have seen these designs on social media. I have a few bites as, oh, I would buy that. We'll see if we get a few more. I did some calls yesterday and found out how to bulk order shirts, and I was like, oh, we're gonna need some interest before we do that. So it may just be a Mason Woods, Joe Gaither, and the real ones getting a shirt. So let us know if you are looking for an August 1st t-shirt. You should be seeing those later on the show this week. Last one for me, Mason. Look, SEC Media Days is next week. Alabama Day is Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. And so it made me think, we haven't talked about this at all. Last year, the choices were obvious. Jalen Milroe, Tyler Booker, and Malachi Moore all went to represent the Crimson Tide. I think there is one really obvious one and another one that I think is obvious, but I don't know if you would agree. Who do you think will be the three players that represent the Crimson Tide in Atlanta this year at SEC Media Days?
Brian Williams is one.
Nope.
Okay. That's who I would go with.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. I'm sorry. I should have let you say all three of them.
Probably go Ryan Williams.
Okay.
Probably take Ty Simpson. You got to get the face of the team. And number 3, we got to go defense. Maybe Deontay Lawson.
Okay.
All right. Tim Keenan. One of those two.
So the obvious one is Jeremy Bernard. Jeremy's going to go for Alabama, okay. In my opinion. And if I'm wrong, then play this and play this and make fun of me. And then the second one that I thought was pretty obvious, but may not agree, Tim Keenan. I think Jeremy and Tim Keenan are gonna be one and 1A.
Yeah, I think one of these veteran defensive guys for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then your 3 is either gonna be Parker, Brailsford.
That's a good pick.
Parker. See, my third one, I'm playing with 3. I'm playing with Parker, I'm playing with Ty Simpson, and I'm playing with Deontay Lawson. Like, who's gonna? One of those 3 is gonna go. I don't see. Like, I think Ryan's a great pick, and obviously super popular. But as far as speaks for the team, I think Jeremy finds that good balance of confidence, and this is what our goals are without talking about ants and sledgehammers, making too many headlines.
Sure.
And I think Tim Keenan is just super veteran, big time leader.
They need to send Wilkin Formby.
Taco Casa. They got a lot of what you like.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. I mean, who's a better spokesperson for the team than him?
He's already on the commercial. You send Wilkin, you send Parker, and you send Caden Proctor.
There we go.
You send our 3 off, and we send a message. This is what we're gonna do this year.
That'd be pretty sweet, actually.
You see, and then you
just Wilkin and Caden, and then one running back.
Yeah, you go, Jam Miller.
You just have them stand shoulder to shoulder in front of Jam Miller all day, like bodyguards. No one gets to speak to Jam Miller. He's just there.
Right. If you want to, you bring the other 2 offensive linemen too, and they're not available for media.
They answer all of his questions.
They're just props.
He whispers in their ears, and they relay the answer. It's.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. So next week, Mason, we'll have to figure out our logistics. If you want to take Miss Melissa on a vacation, I'll be there with Theo, so I may just put him to work the whole week. But I would love to have you. You're going to be busy with recruiting as well. what's the deal with Tank Jones? Is his date's never been set. So like
Has not set one yet.
and it's still Texas A&M probably pushing hard. It's Alabama, it's Texas A&M. Oh, and then you've got another 5-star that Jaira Edwards has been courting as well. I think you wrote about it yesterday, did you?
Oh, you talking about Derek Cooper, running back?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be shocking to me if Alabama could get the commitment from him. I mean, just being such a highly touted player, and you already have the commitment from Xavier Crowell, as well as
Yes, I'm talking about him.
Ja'Vari Barnett at running back. But I think that there is some smoke there. Definitely, you are seeing it. I am inclined to think that maybe it's more just Derek Cooper kind of playing with social media and using his ability to rile people up to kind of drum up some traction and things like that. But maybe not. There might be some legitimate smoke there between him and Alabama. Tank Jones, though, I do think Texas A&M is in the picture, but I think it's still mostly down to Alabama and Auburn. I think he is wanting to stay in state from everything I've seen. I don't know what.
Well, August 1st, he's going to commit to Auburn, right?
If Hugh Freeze would talk about it, maybe. But I don't have any information on when he's committing. I don't know. I have not seen anything that leads me to believe he's committing anytime. I mean, it has to be, I would imagine, soon. I wouldn't think he's going to keep waiting.
December.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's going to have to be.
Soon is relative.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be December before we know it. That's pretty soon.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rule Texas A&M out, but I don't know how firmly they are in the picture.
Giggle. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. All right, Mason, I think that's about run out our time today. We appreciate everybody who has watched us. Cameron Metzger and Evan Hosmer on the comment section. Go ahead.
Just one guy committing today, Braden Rouse. I believe he is leaning towards Tennessee, but has Alabama in his top schools. Was in Tuscaloosa, I want to say June 13th, June 11th, something like that, for his official visit.
Don't be dumb. Braden
is committing today, probably this afternoon.
Marietta, Georgia, linebacker, 6'2.5", 220. You got no crystal ball projections on the 24/7 page. You have warm listed for Tennessee, Texas, Michigan, and Alabama. So we'll see what happens with Braden Roush today.
Sweet. I think On 3 had him as a 87.9% to Tennessee. So probably a volunteer, but again, Alabama is on his radar, and he is on Alabama's radar.
Best of luck to you, Braden. Let's hope you make the right decision for yourself. Absolutely. That's what we really hope all these recruits do. Go make a good decision for the best of it for you to, the Nick Saban line. Maximize your value. That's going to do it for our show today. We encourage anybody to join us on the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. We appreciate everybody who's joined us on the comment section. Everett Osmer and Cameron Metzger did it, and Miss Melissa Woods did it as well on the Facebook page. We appreciate everybody who did that. Share the show with a friend. That little share button at the bottom on the Bama Central Facebook page is easy to hit. You can share it out with people. Oh, Mason, if you're not busy Saturday, come see us, Jasper, Alabama, Swan Gym. I'm going to be doing the special guest ring announcing the Star Spangled Bash. I'm looking for a USA tie to really get into the spirit, but the Star Spangled Bash is going to be there Saturday, July 12th at Swan Gym, 7:30 p.m. You'll be able to hear me. You'll be able to see some great local wrestling. Don't waste your money on AEW's All In. Don't spend your time in front of the TV. You can watch Saturday night's main event. Goldberg's match is going to be over in 3 minutes anyways. Goldberg having his last match on Saturday. You can put that on your recording because Swan Gym is the place to be. You can use promo code Larry D, all one word. The ticket link is right there on my Facebook page. You can get it on Eventbrite by searching New Era Wrestling. Promo code Larry D. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're seeing a big crowd, a big old card. Larry D is going to be in action. So we look forward to that. And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central and BamaCentral.com.